Good morning again, this time with a microphone. Okay. Welcome to CSL Redlands. My name is Joe. Let me invite you to just join me in closing your outer eyes with a nice deep inhalation through the nose. Hold and release with the exhalation through the mouth. And breathe in deeply again through the nose and hold it for a few seconds. And release with an exhalation out the mouth. And let us repeat this process a few times as we center ourselves in this moment. Just let your stomach, your chest contract with every inhalation. And expand with every exhalation. Let all your tension, stress melt away. Just feel your shoulders drop and relax. Just exhale all that tension out. Send it off and wish it well wherever. Feel the rise and fall, and allow your breathing to just flow naturally. Don't try to control it. Let us just center ourselves in this moment. As we connect to that spirit within that is at the core of each and all of our being. You should feel your breathing grow deeper and deeper with every inhalation. Every exhalation, as you feel the rise and fall. Keep your focus on your breathing. Just go with the flow. Just allow any distracting thoughts that may be flashing through your mind that distract to just let them pass. Don't try to fight it. Just let it flow, pass, and return your focus and attention to your breathing as it grows deeper. As we feel ourselves become more centered with consciousness. As we unify with our deeper self. Connect that God's Spirit with that Christ light within. See that light. See that light shine right at the core center of your being. See that light within expand and stoke and grow with every inhalation. It illuminates within. As we exhale, we let it out. We dispel and disperse that Christ light with every exhalation, and it flows and moves throughout this sanctuary and beyond. Touching everything. This light within it warms, comforts, relaxes. It's the source of all good. It is source, supply, and sufficiency. All expectation. It provides, inspires, creates, whatever consciousness impresses upon it. Press upon this good, love, peace, joy, is this source, this spirit, this divinity within is grounded in these principles. It is our innate nature. Love, peace, joy, comfort, safety, security, supply, sufficiency. light pouring in, filling you up, stoking that fire within, that Christ light within, as we breathe in. See that light flood out of us. This light, this radiancy that is good, peace, love. As we move, live, have our being in it. Let us breathe. Let us know. Know the good within. The good without. Poised and centered in our deeper selves. Now bring our attention back to the present, to this sanctuary space. At your comfort, slowly just bring your awareness back. You can wiggle your fingers, your toes, whatever you feel. As our consciousness returns. At you're ready, open your eyes. And this concludes our meditation. Thank you.
Kind of moving out of that meditative space. Gently. Coming back into from that visit with the metaphysical, back into the physical plane, the physical world. This beautiful spring morning. Good morning to everybody here in the sanctuary and everybody visiting with us online. You're all in the right place at the right time. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Our souls are welcome here. Actually, why don't you just go ahead and welcome each other. Get up and give each other a handshake, a hug, whatever works for you. I understand that some people might not want a hug, but you can acknowledge each other's presence. If you're online and you want to acknowledge your presence to us and welcome, you can do that in the messaging place down in the comments. Oh, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Well, shake 'em, keep 'em going. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Iris.
Good morning, everybody. So welcome to have you here. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Iris Chu, a leadership council. Our center's spiritual home is an open and inclusive community honoring all people from every background, all races, sexual orientation, gender expression, spiritual path. No matter who you are, where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. If you are here with us for the first time, please raise your hand and let us wave and properly greet you. Yay! Welcome. A gentle reminder to silence your cell phones, place them safely away so you may participate more fully. We are so happy to have you with us for our service today, and we're grateful for your presence. And now, our central music performed by the very talented Air Yankee.
As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I witness all that is, and it brings me to my knees. I surrender, I am free. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I'm witness to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I surrender. I am free. I surrender. I am free.
Thank you, Al. Hello again. Let me invite you to join me in closing your eyes. Recognizing that God is all there is, right where I am, right where you are. I speak my word in unity with Spirit, knowing that we join here together in creating an atmosphere of unconditional love and surrender. Surrender to our individual highest and best good now. I know the music of Al Yankee blesses us and enriches us and brings us joy and opens our souls to receive the message to be delivered this morning by Brother Mark. And together, in this place, in this space, we create a healing energy, an experience of shifting consciousness for our best and greatest good right here, right now. I bless all those who keep our center thriving. Brother Mark, our new spiritual director, Sandra Prince, Ed Torres, Iris, Holly, David over there in our sound booth, our board of directors, each and all of you here in our sanctuary this morning, and all those watching remotely online. I know that right where you are, God is, and perfectly operating and demonstrating in your affairs right now. And in this knowing, and with a grateful heart, I release my word to divine intelligence, to the law of life, knowing it is good, complete, and done. And so with a joyful heart, I affirm, and I ask you to join me in saying, and so it is. I have a reading here today. Author is Kim Ballou, and this was taken off of Facebook. This morning, tears streamed down my face. Overwhelmed by a life touched by so much grace, thinking about my journey, how I got this far, the trauma and pain that led me to this open heart. I don't know where to start. It takes my breath away. The miracle of the path that brought me to this place. So I'm taking a few moments as emotions flow through me. I release these cleansing tears, feel so much clarity. This is who I am. Here's what I believe. I'm returning to myself, the deepest part of me, this part inside that never lets me go, but maybe through my brokenness is where I could finally know. The essence of my being, the truest part of me, the open heart, the warrior, the me I came to be. I had become attached to the cage that I lived in. So this freedom comes with grief. As I look at where I've been, and with tears that cleanse like rain, through the cracks that set me free, I take these wobbly steps toward the openness I seek. Vulnerable and raw, I stand and let you see. My softness and my heart, the broken parts of me. And as I do, I let some pieces go. Thank them for how they served, for how they helped me grow. So yeah, I'm overwhelmed by this life touched by such grace. But I am not afraid. I am ready to embrace my true essence, my healing heart, the beauty of my being, and all my broken parts. Thank you.
I was born with a craving and an ache in my soul, down deep inside. There's a call to go. All I really know is that the heart can't be denied. So if I choose a road not taken, I'll need a star to guide my way, to find the strength to keep my heart wide open and walk in peace with every step I take. While I stand here uncertain, there's a shift in the wind, a change in the sky as the gathering clouds form a darkening shroud. So it is within my mind. So if I choose a road not taken, I'll need a star to guide my way, to find the strength to keep my heart wide open, to walk in peace with every step I take. There's a call to go. All I really know is that the heart can't be denied. So if I choose a road not taken, I'll need a star to guide my way, to find the strength to keep my heart wide open, to walk in peace with every step I take, to walk in peace with every step I take.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Al Yankee.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So let's start with an affirmation. I walk in peace with every step I take. And then imagine the dry ice coming out. We're going to have dry ice one day, I know, right? Like a wrestling match. Welcome and good morning, everybody. My name's Brother Mark. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here. In fact, I just got a practitioner emeritus status. Is that awesome? Yeah, thanks. That means 20 or more years. And that was kind of a miracle. So it's my 22nd year. Can you believe it? And this year, the Easter pants fit. Remember last year, I couldn't zipper them up. I was like, so that's a good thing. I was doing some exercise this year. Is anybody nervous that we have this up on the podium? Good. If you are, it's okay to just raise your hand. So today we're going to spend time. Isn't it the season right now, right? Right? Go ahead, David. You're nervous?
I am fine with that.
Yeah. Okay.
I made a joke earlier.
Okay.
And I just want to make it clear that I am fine with that.
Yeah, see, when I during the week we set up, and then when I came back, oh, you have a palm? Should we put it up there? Yes. We're okay. Well, not yet. Come, bring your offering. Come on, bring it when you want. In fact, we're going to light a candle. Let's do it.
It's Palm Sunday.
Yay! We celebrate that here too, in our own special way, right? All right, put it where you like. We have all these special people with all their special things. So it's kind of awesome, right, that we can have a foundations class that includes an atheist as well, right? And now, has your view changed on certain things, David? No? But you went through class. That's awesome. So I want to just thank everybody for being here today on Palm Sunday, and I'm going to get to the message of the day. It was supposed to be something silly like dancing with a donkey, and I really didn't feel that. So in some centers, and I will say we'll send our heart and our blessings to Sanja, our spiritual director, kept a speaking commitment in the Hemet CSL. And she's doing dancing with the donkey, where they may talk about your resistance, to certain things. And then today I just wanted to do just Palm Sunday. And I also want to focus on not our resistance, we can include that, right? But I think a lot of us here in this center have studied our resistance. So I wanted to focus today on what if we were willing to have a personal resurrection? What do you feel about that? Do you feel you have enough tools maybe? When I walked in, I was looking at a lot of foundation students who tomorrow night, if you can be here with us at 5:30, we're doing a workshop on the 5 steps of affirmative prayer, which is on the banner, and it's going to be in detail. With the foundation students' mind just rising, so you see their power within the center. So stay standing for a moment. We have Ava, Carla, Eileen, Shannon, Zachariah. Unbelievable. And Richard, you're already standing in the back. Yeah, so they've gone through a resurrection. Trust that. And it was a 10-week course where it has you look within to rise to the power that is within you. It always has been there. And that's the essence and the core of our Science of Mind teaching. So creativity is who and what we are, and it needs a place and space to press through us, right? So like Gail, when you read and write your poetry, it presses through you, right? It's not like, can you just sit down and automatically write, or does it write, it tells you when you're going to write? Yeah? So that spirit says, grab a pen. Right, grab a paper, grab a pen. It's coming. Probably the same. Is that true in your creative process in writing your songs?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a nag.
It's a nag. N-A-G. We'll have to do we could do a whole talk on that if we get the spiritual qualities of N-A-G. Right? So it will find its way. It will find its way. And what I love about our teaching is it meets you where you are. It met David where David was. It met all of our students right where they are. And one thing that I like to believe is that Spirit will never put before us something that we're not ready to process and handle. And some of that gets intense, right? Because we're human, and in the human, it's heavy, right? There is loss, there's heartbreak, there's famine, there's war. There's sometimes financial struggle. There's sometimes struggle within families. There's sometimes struggle within relationships, right? Sometimes we lose a loved one. So we're equipped. I think we should say that as an affirmation. I am well equipped to resurrect. All right, and that's always to your highest and best good. You want to add that to every single prayer. And so authenticity is the difference between performance and expression, and performance is for others, but expression, that's for the self. So sometimes if you create a poem, it may just be for you. It may not be one you decide to declare and in front of a public space or televised, right? And same for you as the songs come through. And is anybody else an artist or creator in any other way? Well, we're all creators. But I'd like to sometimes even cooking. Oh, look at Gilman. Oh, that's right. When you did the song about the Nile for your niece, that's awesome. And it's a tribute, right? And so there might be things that come through and things that you set aside, right? So it's time for us to look at those things and see how they might work. Some might be just for you. I want to say this because I think in our journey of finding Spirit and the resurrection within us, I think some of it should be kept private, like it's a romance. This is a romance. You are courting the divine within yourself. And so I don't think everything needs to be posted on Facebook. I don't think everything needs to be read out loud. I think there could be like a secret journal you keep that's your innermost, right? It's maybe even has a lock, even if it's not locked. It's that secret place of the Most High. That's what I'd like everybody to take from this talk today, to court that. And so this is Holy Week. It's in the Christian tradition in which we celebrate the one infinite creative presence and power which informs and guides all spiritual paths. Ramadan began last week, and in addition to today's honoring of Palm Sunday, we look forward to Good Friday, Passover, and then next Sunday, right? Easter Sunday. So bring your bonnets as well for Easter Sunday, because we have a parade and contest at the end of that. The Creator itself shines through all spiritual paths in unique ways. And so this is something that's really important. Holmes said in What We Believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of each of us is God. And I thought that is really beautiful. So metaphysically, when they're speaking at other CSLs about the donkey, it's the part of us that might be stubborn, right? Stubborn, unwilling to change. untrainable, undisciplined, but the donkey is also persistent and can endure and travel the rocky and broken road. Jerusalem means the habitation of peace. Jesus' ride into Jerusalem is about our I am nature, knowing that peace is always present, and it wants for our decision to enter into it. And that is really, really important because you have free will. So when I'm going to go through kind of a lot today. I think a lot of people don't know that in the science of mind, there are amazing chapters on the teachings of Jesus, right? And finding the Christ. It's thick. It's a thick section of the book, and it's really rich, and it's super delicious, and it's like, take your time with it. Because I always say from up here, it's kind of like a cheesecake. You might just go through like a quote or a half a page, right? Or maybe even just take one scripture and be with that for the week, right? Because sometimes when you get too much, they all start to blend together, and it's like, oh, it's like I ate the whole cheesecake, but all I really wanted was one bite. So take the bites, of this that work with you and for you, and try it and see how it goes for you. So historically, Passover commemorates the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt, and symbolically, Passover represents passing over from an old state of consciousness to enter a new one. Rising in awareness, we transcend the mortal, to live the life of the I am. And that's why affirmations are so important in our teaching. And that's why everything that you say to yourself after I am, like I caught myself the other day, I can't remember what I said, but I said I am, and it wasn't nice after. And then I changed it. I'm like, dang, you taught this thing, and recently, and I switched that. I'm like, well, I know I was joking, and I think Spirit knows when we're not serious. I just want to make sure you're not serious. Like after I am, you're affirming your godhood. You're affirming your divinity. And so we want to be really careful with what we're declaring to ourselves in the I am. So bringing in both Palm Sunday and Passover, the creative journey often means leaving the predictable to walk the road less traveled, recognizing that our old ways of being must fall away. We can choose to adventure, right, in creative discovery and wonder. Muslims honor Ramadan by fasting from food, gossiping, arguing, or lying. It's a time for self-reflection, spiritual growth, and a time to grow in moral excellence. And ultimately, fasting is for gaining greater God consciousness. It's called taqwa, a state of constant awareness of God. So how can we fast from our beliefs, prejudices, or fears? Spiritual and mental fasting liberates us and creates room for inspiration and for love. So Palm Sunday represents more than Jesus on a donkey riding into Jerusalem, where cheering fans cover the road with palm branches. And Palm Sunday represents each of us on our journey to peace and fulfillment. It's in life's continuum, we will have both sacred moments of discovery and dark or reflective nights of the soul. The valleys of death and desperation are meant to be passed through, not lived in. Is that a hand up in the back? You're welcome to participate with me anytime. Does anybody know anybody who stayed in their time of despair in their life? Yeah. So that's a choice, right? It's a choice to include it. So one thing I want to say about that is, and for me, in the deepest or hardest pains that I've ever had in my life, I had a hard time in traditional ways of what some people would say to get over it or, get past it. And sometimes scripture doesn't help. It's not very helpful. It's mostly not helpful unless somebody asks you for it, right? So the idea is for me, was to create a space around the pain to absorb it, right? If it's true that that God is good, that life is good, that the divine created you perfect, whole, and complete, right? That there's nothing missing, lacking, needing, or wanting within you, then it's true that you can handle this. So I just drew a circle around my pain, or a heart around my heart, if you will, like to make it a bigger space to incorporate that part of me that was having a difficulty, moving past it. Does that make sense to everybody? So, and being gentle and kind to oneself is a resurrection. And blocking out all voices that don't support your rising is part of your own journey of resurrection. There comes a time where you don't need to take the call. You don't need to listen to the email, or you don't read it. You don't need to respond. That's a really big one if you take something away from today. When you could set parameters and boundaries around yourself for how you're going to, professionally, these are my work hours. Personally, what you'll do and how you'll be with friends, right? With people that you know in your family, in your lives, your coworkers. So I want you to make sure that you honor yourself, because the stronger you become on your spiritual path, your energy forces, your energy beings. So automatically the things that no longer serve at your frequency are going to slip away with ease and grace. And you may mourn them, you may grieve them, and at the same time you will find those who match and even exceed. Isn't it awesome that we can exceed our frequency? Do you believe that? Yes. So let's say, I'm ready to meet everything and anything that exceeds the high of the high of my energy and vibe, as long as it's for my highest and best good. Right, so listen, we're floating there and we're expecting our good. That's that Thanksgiving and release, steps 4 and 5. Like, you're in the energetic frequency of receiving your prayer treatment being answered. And then everything else is a possibility that it may be the right person for romance. It might be the right employer. It might be divine right housing. It could be the inspirations for more poetry, more music. Some of our students have writings right now that I feel are just as good as the reading. Wasn't that a beautiful reading by Kim? I mean, she's doing a book. I know there's students in here I've said, your writing is that good. And it's true. And it doesn't have to have one word change. To me, that's spirit flowing through you. So I need to get to some of the quotes, because there's a lot of them today. And if I don't get to all of them, I'll promise to bring them another time too. So it takes willingness to be a channel for Spirit's creation. Are you willing? Let's just say it. I am willing to be a channel for Spirit's creation. There we go. All right. So embrace the curiosity. Within you, you have the light of wisdom that liberated the ancient Israelites from Egypt. You have the light of Muslims, Buddhists, Taoists, the Celts, the indigenous peoples, the Baha'is, and yes, even atheists. And so when we reference dancing with the donkey, which I won't reference again, I hope, it's dancing with the spirit that's in all forms of its expression, right? Even the ones that are like, no. No. Yeah, so yes, because when Self-Realization Fellowship used to do the meditations here, they brought, what is it, like, how many do they bring? Iris would know. How many masters do they bring? Remember they have the pictures out before they do the meditation? It's 6. 6? Yeah. Okay, so they bring 6 portraits in before they do their meditations. And we have now meditation here with Flowing River, which is super powerful. So I want you to make a note, and if you've never been to that, bring a pillow, bring a blanket, and it's on an empty space right here behind the camera in the sanctuary, and it's super powerful. So there's some really good quotes. Yeah.
When is it?
Well, I'm not sure that I remember offhand, so I think it'll be in the announcements when we get to it. And then I know on Sunday, May 8th, we're going to have Flowing Rivers Guru is going to be here at 12 o'clock. You do not want to miss that, because I'm told it's a once-in-a-lifetime trip from, I think he's in London. And whatever it is, be prepared to be in bliss when you leave. Okay? So that's Sunday, May 8th. And then I'm sure in the announcements it'll come up. So from the Science of Mind, page 34, it says, there is within us that which partakes of the nature of the divine being. And since it partakes of the nature of the divine being, we are divine. And from the book Spiritual Healing for Today, page 45, this is Raymond Charles Barker. God never specialized anyone, but anyone can specialize God. God was the specialty of Jesus. We should have this is from How to Use the Science of Mind, page 82. We should have a deep sense of common peace and abiding faith and trust in the universe. This is the essence of faith, the beauty of religion. And then this is from Thich Nhat Hanh in Living Buddha, Living Christ, page 151. Whenever we see someone who is loving, compassionate, mindful, caring, and understanding, we know that the Holy Spirit is there. Isn't that amazing? And so now I'm going to overwhelm you with a bunch more stuff. So if it ever gets too overwhelming, just allow your outer eyes to close. I know that you're listening. I can feel everybody listening. So from chapter 22, Finding the Christ, page 357. Christ means the universal idea of sonship, of which each is a member. Are you willing to be a member? Let's just say, I am a member of the sonship. That's a capital S. Christ is a universal presence. Christ is not a person but a principle. And this I love. As the human gave way to the divine, as man gave way to God, as the flesh gave way to spirit, as the will of division gave way to the will of unity, Jesus, the man, became a living embodiment of the Christ. So, as the human gives way to the divine in all people, they become the Christ. Is that okay with you? Yes. It's interesting because when I first started the classes, I didn't really resonate with it. It took me like 15 years, right, to be comfortable. It took me a long time to be comfortable because the way I was raised was a little bit more traditional. It was the God outside of you. Like I was raised in the Armenian church with the beautiful robes and jewelry, though, and the big hats and the incense that'll knock you out, when they go down the aisles, right? And at church during this time of year, and I don't know if I remembered or even got it right, but there's beautiful sayings, and I know I wrote one for us to do with one another, but it's basically saying, like, they do this in the Greek church too, right? What do they say? Do you know the words in the Greek church? For when you're saying, like, the Christ in me sees the Christ in you, or it's a greeting at Easter time. Yeah, wait, hold on now. Slow it down. Christos. Christos. Honesty. Alithos. Truly he has risen. And then does the other person have a response?
No,
that is. Start with you. Go slow. Christos anesti. Alithos anesti. See how they're doing the greeting to one another. Should we try that? In Greek or in English? No. Let's try. What does it mean in English? What does it mean? Christ. So one of you say to another, Christ is risen. Christ is risen. Truly he has risen. Okay, so let's try that again. I blew it. Christ is risen. Truly he has risen. Did you guys try it? And in the Armenian church, it's something like Christos Horia Imerelot, and I don't know the other one. I'll have to call my dad. So there we go. Hey, it's not bad. I got half of it. But isn't that a beautiful tradition? And when you see pews and pews and pews of people saying that, you're like, whoa. And there's a power to that, right? There's a power to your word. So there's so much more. Jesus' whole teaching, this is page 362 of the Science of Mind text, that what he did, others could do. Right? He located God and the kingdom of heaven within himself, plunged beneath the material surface of creation, and found its spiritual cause. This cause he called God as the Father. Page 362, the world is looking for another great teacher, one who again will show the way. And that was written back in the 20s, right, by Holmes. There should come to us a sense of communion, a spontaneous sense of our irresistible union. And if we have this, we would demonstrate instantaneously. I think that connects back to my earlier idea that some of it has to be kept like private. Like when you're courting, like you know how when you meet somebody, and it could be a real person too, like, and you're like so excited that you met them, you're like you cannot believe that you met them and that they actually have the same, they're interested in you. Do you know what I mean? And it could possibly work out. This is 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times even greater than that, where you're courting that within yourself, because what you're going to find is you're going to find that place in you that has never been nor could ever be jeopardized, harmed, hurt, or endangered in any way, and you're going to grow that as a spiritual muscle. It cultivates, and it becomes thicker and bolder and wider to serve you on every single level, right? Consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously. So I want you to keep some of that private. But you can always wink at us when you come to church, right? You're like, that means you found it and that means you're going to a movie with it, right? You went to sushi with it. It's still talking to you a week later. It texted you back. And it's growing, right? You know what I mean by it's you're counting on it, it's counting on you. And so there's a bunch more pages. I'll do just a few. Christ is not limited to any person, is as eternal as God. For Christ to be found in us, we have to put off the old and put on the new. And that's the essence, right, of this time of year. We have to be willing to shed our layers of dead skin, just like a snake, right? Even though the snake image is interesting. We have to be willing to let go and do, is it called a loofah? That's coming to me right now. What's a loofah brush, right? We got to do that, a loofah brush in the shower, and just go, gosh, that hurt, right? And then you let it go down the drain, never again to surface and reappear. So I love this on page 365. It said, the answer to every question is within man, because man is within spirit, and spirit is an indivisible whole. And then I wrote down mic drop on this one. The solution to every problem is within man. The healing of all disease is within man. The forgiveness of all sin is within man. The raising of the dead is within man. Heaven is within man. Jesus prayed to the indwelling I am. Page 364 at the top. The Christ always comes with might, awakened by the still small voice of truth. We have stopped looking for spirit. It is what you are. It is what I am. We could not be anything else if we tried. Page 366, Christ is always within us. And in the ecstasy of self-realization, he, Jesus, proclaimed the truth to be working through him. Page 367, we must learn to listen for this voice. And we can call it a direct revelation or intuition, right? I want you to trust that. No man can go unguided through life, for all are divine at the center, and all are images of the Most High. As the eternal Jesus gave way to the divine, the human took on the Christ spirit and became the voice of God to humanity. Jesus is a way shower. He believed in God in himself as power and reality. Believing in God within, he was compelled to believe in himself. And that goes to the scripture, the way, the truth, the life. Page 368, Jesus spoke from the height of spiritual perception, proclaiming the deathless reality of the individual life, the continuity of the individual soul, the unity of universal spirit within all men. Jesus proclaimed his divinity through his humanity and taught that all men are brothers. I love that. And if that was true and so, then we would not have war, right? How could you have war on a brother? No man ever lived who valued the human soul more than Jesus, for he knew it to be the personification of God. To know God is to love, for without love there's no knowledge of God. As the Christ awakens, the divine spark shot from the central fires of the universal flame is able to warm other souls by the radiance of its own self-unfoldment. Isn't that beautiful? Who would entertain the Christ must invite him. I love this. Page 368, the bottom of the page. He does not come unbidden, nor sit at anyone's table unwelcome. He doesn't want to be an unwelcome guest. Neither does the divine presence force itself upon any. To realize within oneself a divine presence, a perfect person, is to recognize the Christ. The Christ knows that his individuality is indestructible. He's an eternal being. I would say that that's pretty much evidenced, right, by the crucifixion, where upon all the nails going in, what were the final words? Do you remember some of the words? It is finished. And also, forgive them, they know not what they do. And say it again. Right, and what Kenny just said is true. He forgave the whole world. So I'm going to end on this because it's from page 370. It's the next thing I was going to read, Kenny. Christ places his hand in the outstretched hand of the universe and walks unafraid through life. Isn't that beautiful? And so I feel like that might be a good place to end. Let me just make sure. Hold on. We should learn how to receive the kingdom and to use it. The only way God can evolve a spontaneous individual is to let them alone and allow them to awaken to themselves. Love that. God never intended man to suffer. The universe is for us, not against us. That is really important for us to know. Let's just say together, the universe is for me. That's good. And the universe is foolproof. Let's say it again. The universe is foolproof. The spirit of man is equipped with decision, will, choice, volition, intellect, and purpose. Intuition is spirit knowing itself. In spirit, man is one with God. Each person is drawing from life what he thinks into it. That's the top of page 123 in the text. Wow. Not by holding thoughts, but by knowing the truth. The student of metaphysics is learning to consciously control the stream of thought that they allow to enter their inner and creative mentality. When we know our oneness with God and law, what a great burden is removed. We are bound by nothing except belief. We may change the trend of causation at any time we decide to do so. Everything comes from intelligence. I could stay here all day and I'm not going to. Say it again. In English? Christ is risen. Truly he has risen. And so it is.
Thank you, Brother Mark.
Thank you, guys.
I'm going to ask you to do one. Repeat after me. There is no separation.
There's no separation.
We connect in harmony. With one singular creation. So it is, so let it be. That's the chorus of this song. It's also an affirmation. And when we get there, you feel free to sing along. Maybe you want to hear it. If it's the first time you've heard this song, then maybe you want to listen the first time so you kind of get the little melody. But it's simple. And it's also got another sing-along part that has no words. It's just ooh, ooh. It goes like this. Ooh, ooh. That's about as simple as it gets. Can you do that? Ooh. One more time. Ooh. Here we go. There is separation. We connect in harmony with one singular creation. So it is, so let it be. You think you can do that? There is no separation. We connect in harmony with one singular creation. So it is, so let it be. Nice. There's a light that shines above us, and in everything we see, in the eyes of those who love us, and in those who disagree, that belies a higher power. You can find it all around, in the fragrance of a flower, in a feeling or a sound. Sound like ooh, ooh, ooh. See, that's the manifestation, that's the expression of the higher power right there. The higher power which is within each and every one of you. Ooh. There is no separation. We connect in harmony with one singular creation. So it is, so let it be. So let's lose our expectations and set our spirits free, knowing there's no separation. I am you, you are me. We finally discover what was right there all the time. Life is love and we're all lovers. I'm yours, you are mine. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Isn't that what lovers say? One more time. Ooh, there is no separation. We connect in harmony with one singular creation. So it is, so let it be. So it is, so let it be. One last time. Ooh, and then take it home. Ooh.
Thank you, Al. And thank you, everyone. So, you know, it's so beautiful. If you could just do one thing for me right now, just look around the room. Just look around. Look at everybody. And you know that in our teaching, we are all perfect, we are whole, and we are complete. And there's no judgment in anything that we see in anyone. That's what's so beautiful about this teaching. Doesn't matter where you came from, who you are, or what you want to be. We love you and accept you for who you are. So thank you for loving me and accepting me. So I'm doing the announcements. My name is Ed Torres. I'm the president of the Board of Trustees. The 2022 Redlands Cycle Classic will be taking place on April 20th to the 24th. You still have time to be a volunteer, so please see Eileen, there she is raising her hand, if you'd like to participate in that. We have one more Sunday left to collect your donations of hand-knitted items for the women and children to be sent to Poland for the refugees of Ukraine. So if you have anything, that's what they're asking for. Please bring them to the church. And next Sunday, Easter Sunday, we will collect the final items. Let's see. Also, scarves, baby blankets, warm jackets, and powder baby formula is also needed. We will need 11 more people to please subscribe today to create our own YouTube channel. So if you enjoy the teachings in our service, ask your family and friends to subscribe at www.cslredlands.org/YouTube. That's not too bad, 11 more. Help us celebrate our amazing foundation class of Science of Mind students. Our foundation class invites you to attend the affirmative prayer workshop tomorrow. That's Monday night, April 11th, from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Here in the sanctuary. Covering the details on how to create the 5 steps of affirmative prayer, love offering, will benefit our youth program. Tell a friend and bring your family and guests. You are also invited to participate in the Easter bonnet parade and contest. Now, this doesn't matter, male, female. Men can wear bonnets. I mean, Bridgerton, have you ever seen that program on Netflix? I mean, you ought to see the bonnets that some of those men wear. They're pretty. In the 1700s, I think the men were really, they were binary, I think, expressing their inner feminist. Yes, in the 1700s. So anyway, so you can do that here too. The next mantra meditation facilitated by Flowing River will be held in the sanctuary on Saturday, April 23rd at 11 a.m. Come and experience the authentic spiritual presence from the East. Love donations are always welcome, and you're all invited. And hold on, I have to turn the page. Special thanks for joining us this morning in our sanctuary, and we all appreciate all of you for who you are, connecting with us on Facebook live. Send a note in the chat, and we will recognize you and from what city you're watching from. You are magnificent and loved as you are, right where you are. All is good. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Pastor Ed. Will Shannon come forward? To receive your pillow?
Yay.
Yay. Yeah. Do you want to say anything? The mic is yours.
Sure.
Say what you wish.
Hey y'all, I'm Shannon. I have been at the Beaumont Center formerly, but ever since sitting through the class, I've really fallen in love with Brother Mark, and he's taught me a lot about my life and how I can take control of my own life, and I have a big toolbox now that I can use for resources, and I really couldn't be any more grateful for Brother Mark and Yvonne, and then all of my classmates.
Carla as well. Raise your hand.
Yeah. So I'm just super grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. I love we gave everybody when they did their final celebration the fish, because as a school of fish, they're more powerful than even the one. You know how like the visual when fish can hide under a rock and then they go together and they scatter? I kind of liked it. So this is our time for our offertory. And from Terry Cole Whitaker, the principle of prosperity, she says anyone can prosper by shifting their awareness from fear of lack to the spiritual realm of eternal opulence and abundance. It takes practice, as we are creatures of habit. So let's say together as an affirmation, I shift my awareness from any sense of lack to the spiritual realm of eternal opulence and abundance. All right, so I invite you to take your tithes, your gifts, and your offerings and just place them over your heart space. And together we affirm. I'll give you a line. If you agree, then you'll say it line by line. From the love of pure spirit within me,
From the love of your spirit within me,
I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
light abundantly.
So it is. Thank you, guys.
Fill my cup, let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Let it overflow with love. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. Let it overflow with love. Let it overflow
Don't go far away.
with love.
After stay. All right, and so if you're watching remotely, you can click the donate now button on Facebook. Please do. Give a $5, $10, $20, $100, $10,000 or more. You can also donate by Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, blah, blah, blah. So let's all bless the offerings that we collected. We outstretch our hands, and we know that since CSL Redlands is an idea in the mind of God, is there therefore maintained and sustained for all of its needs to be met right on time, every time, and together we say, and so it is. All right, and so I'd like the foundation students to come up. Joe, as a practitioner 2 student, come up. If you're a visiting minister or practitioner, rise. I would like you, would you guys be willing to stand up for the sanctuary, the foundation students, and just outstretch your hands? We're just going to circle it. There we go. All right. And now I'm just going to invite you to turn within. And let's exhale. Let's take an inhale out, in together, the divine breath in. And we exhale out. We release anything that's preceded this moment in time. We inhale in another divine breath. And let go of anything in the human, anything that are remnants remaining that no longer serve. And as we return to our normal breathing, we're reminded that this power and this presence, this love, this grace, this universal intelligence, this Christ essence that we are is right here and right now in this place. It's in this space. It's in me. It's in you. If you agree with that, just say, right where I am, God is. And it is from this place of unity and unification that I speak a word of blessing, knowing that anything that's on your heart that's come in to have a transformation, any prayer request on your heart is immediately answered now with a yes. If you declare and affirm that with me, just together say yes. Yes. Yes, yes again. Yes. And yes. Yes. So nothing can come against the universe, always saying yes for your individual and our for collective highest and greatest good. And so I call forth for peace where there is war. I call forth for weapons to no longer be able to be used by invaders. I call forth for the peace that passes human understanding to surround all. See in your mind's eye with me now a hermetic sealing of the innocents that try to flee, for the children, for the elderly who cannot flee. For all those, see supply chains being open. See humanitarian corridors being secure. Just take a moment and send that now. See that in your mind's eye. And we magnify it now times 1,000,000 for each of us, times 5 million units for each of us. 10 million units for each of us. 20 million units for each of us. And if you can go higher, go even higher. And we send that love and light intelligence right here, right now, to be a magnet for peace. In Ukraine and in all the other places where there is struggle and strife now, there are others. In Africa, Morocco, and others. Allow for your heart space to fill with gratitude. knowing that Spirit knows to make a way where the human may not, right? So I call forth divine right action right here, right now, for each of us individually, for all of us collectively, and for those who are watching online. I know that you are blessed and a blessing. I let it be and ask you together to affirm and declare with me, and so it is. And join us for the closing song.
Amen.
Yes, sing it louder.
Amen.
Let's open the back doors. Let's open the doors.
Amen. 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 We'll sing it louder. Amen. Everybody. Amen. 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 This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All out in the streets, all out in the streets, I'm gonna let it shine. All out in the streets, I'm gonna let it shine. All out in the streets, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shake those things, let it shine.
Al Yankee, ladies and gentlemen, Al Yankee. Thank you.